During a family dinner, my father-in-law suddenly brought up a suggestion that almost made me drop my chopsticks. He looked at my daughter, who was excitedly talking about her upcoming Disneyland trip, and said, "Wouldn't it be great if you gave your Disneyland money to your cousin for his cram school fees?" The whole table went silent. My daughter's smile froze, her eyes wide with disbelief. My brother-in-law and his wife looked down at their plates, a little embarrassed, while their son, my nephew, just looked confused. I took a deep breath. I knew my father-in-law. He's from a generation where collective family good often trumps individual desires, especially a child's. In his mind, a boy's education was a solid investment, while a girl's trip to Disneyland was a frivolous expense. He wasn't being malicious. He genuinely thought he was proposing a sensible, noble sacrifice for the family's future. My husband shot me a look, a silent plea to handle this gently. He knows his dad's intentions are usually good, even if his delivery is lacking. So, I put on a calm smile and looked at my father-in-law. "Dad, that's a very generous thought," I began, acknowledging his intention first. "It shows how much you care about the whole family. But we see things a little differently." I turned to my daughter and put my arm around her. "This trip is something she's earned. She's worked hard at school, helped around the house, and has been saving her own pocket money for souvenirs. It's not just a trip. It's a reward for her effort and a promise we made to her. Keeping our promises to our children is how we teach them about trust and integrity." I then looked at my brother-in-law and his wife. "And for my nephew," I continued, "we're always here to support his education. If you guys ever need help, please, come to us directly. We're family. We can discuss it privately and figure out the best way to help without putting the kids in the middle of adult financial discussions. It's not fair to put that kind of pressure on a child, making them feel like their happiness has to come at the expense of someone else's needs." My father-in-law started to protest, but education is more important than an amusement park. I gently cut him off. "Dad, they are both important, just in different ways. My nephew's education is crucial for his future, and we are absolutely committed to supporting that. But my daughter's joy, her experiences, and learning that her hard work is valued, that's a different kind of education. It's an education for her heart. It teaches her self-worth, responsibility, and that her dreams matter. We're not choosing one over the other. We're teaching them that there's room to support everyone's needs and dreams in this family." The atmosphere at the table began to shift. My sister-in-law gave me a small, grateful nod. My husband reached over and squeezed my hand under the table. Even my nephew seemed to relax a little. My daughter, though, was still quiet, processing everything. After dinner, I took her to her room to talk. I explained that Grandpa wasn't trying to be mean. He just has different ideas because he grew up in a different time. "But your feelings are valid," I told her. "It's okay to feel hurt or confused when someone suggests you should give up something you're excited about. The important thing is that Mom and Dad are on your team. We made you a promise, and we will keep it. You've earned this trip, and you're going to have the most amazing time at Disneyland." Her eyes lit up again, the sparkle returning. She gave me a huge hug. That hug was everything. It was a reminder that navigating these tricky family dynamics is worth it. It's not about winning an argument. It's about protecting your child's heart while trying to maintain family harmony. It's about drawing boundaries respectfully and teaching your kids how to do the same. Sometimes, the most important lessons aren't taught in a classroom or a cram school, but right there at the family dinner table. And that night, I think we all learned something. The next week, we helped my brother-in-law figure out a payment plan for the cram school, and a few weeks later, we were watching our daughter's face light up at the sight of the Disneyland castle. Both were possible. Both were important. This situation really got me thinking about the unspoken rules and expectations within families. Every family has them. Sometimes they are about money, sometimes about roles, and often about what's considered a worthy pursuit. In our case, it was a classic clash between a traditional, collective mindset and a more modern, individual-focused one. My father-in-law's generation often had to sacrifice personal wants for the family unit's survival and progress. It was about pooling resources to lift everyone up, and the needs of the group, particularly the male heirs who would carry on the family name and business, were prioritized. On the other hand, my husband and I believe in nurturing each child's individual spirit and dreams. We think it's vital for a child, regardless of gender, to feel seen, valued, and to understand that their efforts lead to tangible rewards. This wasn't about spoiling our daughter. It was about honoring a commitment. Canceling her trip would have sent a terrible message, that her hard work doesn't matter, that promises can be broken, and that her desires are less important than her male cousins. That's a heavy burden for a child to carry, and it can shape their self-esteem for years to come. The key to handling that tense dinner was validating my father-in-law's intention before presenting a different perspective. Arguing or getting defensive would have just escalated the situation and made him dig his heels in. By saying, "Dad, that's a very generous thought," I showed him I heard his underlying message of wanting to help his grandson. This opened the door for a conversation rather than a confrontation. It allowed me to reframe the issue. It wasn't fun versus education. It was about honoring commitments and fairness to all children. It's also crucial to take the burden off the kids. Pitting cousins against each other, even unintentionally, creates resentment and complex emotional baggage. By shifting the conversation to an adult-to-adult level, "If you guys ever need help, please, come to us directly," I removed the children from the line of fire. It made it clear that family support is an adult responsibility, not a child's sacrifice. This protected not only my daughter but my nephew as well. He didn't ask for this. He didn't need to be the reason his cousin was sad. After the whole incident, my relationship with my sister-in-law actually improved. She called me the next day to thank me. She admitted she felt trapped in the moment, wanting to defend her son's needs but also feeling terrible about my daughter. My response gave her a way out and showed her we could be allies. We could support each other's kids without it being a competition. Parenting is full of these moments where you have to be a diplomat, a protector, and a teacher all at once. You're not just raising your child. You're also managing relationships and navigating generational differences. It's exhausting, but it's also where the real growth happens, for you and for your kids. You teach them that they can stand up for themselves kindly, that they can set boundaries respectfully, and that love and support in a family shouldn't be a zero-sum game. Everyone can win. I hope our story can help someone else who might find themselves in a similar sticky family situation. Remember to validate the intention, reframe the problem, take the pressure off the kids, and address the issue with the right people at the right time. And most importantly, always, always have your child's back. Let them know they are your priority. Thanks so much for watching and listening to my story. If you've ever had a similar experience, I'd love to read about it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about navigating the beautiful mess of family life. See you next time.